the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted. Stay humble.
Yes, people, welcome to LRFC. Welcome to LRFC. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's well. The Premier League is back. The Premier League is back. How exciting is that? I'm so happy, guys. I've had enough of international football. Not a fan of it, to be fair, anymore. It's a waste of time watching something that's not interested anymore. Yeah, it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch, guys. It's just a waste of time. It's just too many games. It's just too many games that really frustrate you when you watch it. And, you pick up injuries. It destroys your momentum in the league. So we could come back against Southampton and who might not play the way we was playing, before the international break. So, yeah, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. But, guys, do me a favor. A bit of housekeeping. Hit that subscription button, hit that notification button, and hit that like button for me. We're going to be going through the press conference of Arne Slot. We're going to check out what's the injuries, what's the updates in regards to, certain players. And we're going to talk about Trent. I don't think we discussed that enough. No pun intended. We do discuss it a lot, really, but I think the fan base is frustrated about Trent's contract. From what I can see, we're complaining a lot about it. There's a lot of arguments as well that goes on in regards to Trent. But I'm just calm in this situation. If he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It doesn't affect my life. It doesn't affect Liverpool Football Club as a whole. We're still going to be continuing as a football club, if you know what I mean, guys. So it's not a be or end all. If Trent doesn't sign a contract, if he wants to go to Real Madrid, join up with his mate Bellingham. So, from my point of view, it's the club's fault we're in this situation. We should have done this a long time ago instead of waiting till January this year. It could be a disruption for the players, to compete for the league as well. Because if players don't sign a contract in January and it goes on to February, and all that stuff, it could be something bad for the football club. In regards to us changing for the title. The last thing you need is a distraction. Distraction from. What's our ambition for the season, and that's what worries me. That is what worries me. But it's up to Trent. If he wants to sign a contract, let him sign. If he doesn't want to sign, it's not the end of the world, in my opinion. We could get another right back. In some play, there's always someone available that's different to Trent. Not many players are like Trent. I understand, guys, but what you need to put yourself in is football moves. Football doesn't stand still. And life goes on. There is a time these players will retire and we move on. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Just think about what I'm saying, guys. Just think about what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in a situation the world's ended around you and all that stuff. Yes, please, people, do me a favor. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe. Yes, Steve, big up, Steve, big up, brother. Andrew, big up, Andrew, big up, brother. Big up, Steve. Konate could play 60 minutes. Yeah, it could be Stevie. Could be. Big up. I hope you subscribe. I can see you're new. Big up, Callum. Big up, Harvey is fully back. We're going to discuss it. Big up, Bonkers, man. Always supportive. It's just like Callum. Big up, and Andrew, of course. Other than Virgil, no one will be back playing this week. It's not the end of the world, bro. We'll be good. We'll be good. Bonkers. Probably next week and the after. Yeah, 100%. First time listening. Good show. Big up. No problem, G. No problem, brother Stevie. No problem. But yeah, just share the channel around. Let people know about it. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for much, to be fair, mate. But as I was saying about Trent, guys, it's not the end of the world. If he stays, if he goes, Liverpool will still remain. Liverpool will still go on. That's the most important thing, in my opinion. As for the other two, Van Dijk and Salah, listen, give them a year extension to performances, innit? If you can't give them a full contract, the thing I look at from the point of view of Richard Hughes and the hierarchies like Michael Edwards. They look at the age of the players and where the club is going to be. That's what they look at. And if you give the likes of Salah and Van Dijk 3-year contracts each, they're only one injury away from a permanent, permanent exile. They're not going to be playing anymore, kind of thing. If you know what I mean? Because when you get older guys, the body ain't the same. So what I've noticed, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards worry about is if they give them a long-term contract and they've got career-threatening injury at their age, they still have to pay that money to that player because he's got a long-term contract. If you know what I mean. So I've always said it. At certain ages, I don't mind, giving players like a year extension on performances. That's it. So you don't have to worry. They don't have to worry because they're not at that age. They could demand a lot of years on their contract. They're not. Let's just be realistic here. But listen. They've been performing at standing standards this season. You can't really deny that. Both of them have been the best players in the Premier League, in my opinion, Van Dijk and Salah. Yeah, but keep them until the wheels fall off in it, until they can't do it anymore. Everybody was talking about Salah has got no pace anymore. You saw Salah this season is at pacing players that have pace, and Van Dijk to me has been the best player of the season from my eyes, because not many people are talking about it. A fit Van Dijk, Van Dijk that performs in a higher level, a Van Dijk that's consistent. Is frightening, man, and every single time he's in that stage of his career, we always challenge for a title. I'm telling you guys, look back in history, a top performing Van Dijk makes you challenge for titles, even quads, if you know what I mean. So yeah, listen, I'm not gonna sit here saying get rid of them. Just give them extensions on their contracts. That's all I ask for. Do you think Diaz could play up top this weekend? He looks sharp. Yeah, he can. Yeah, why not? You saw him against Leverkusen. I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was the best player on the pitch by far. But let's not brainwash ourselves to thinking he's going to play there on a consistent basis, brother. I want Diaz to be still that left-sided player, you know what I mean? And from time to time, he could come in, if you know what I mean. Gakpo could do the same as well. But yeah, we could do that. We could refresh the squad to get ready for the Real Madrid game, and then City after that, if you know what I mean, guys. And you could see in the poll, I did ask you, what do you think about Konate starting about this game? Because if Konate gets a yellow card, he misses the City game, and that's frightening for me, man. I don't want Konate to miss any games, but especially that one. Ask if Callum has blocked me. I can't see him. I can't see his comment in the chat. Callum, have you blocked Bonkers, mate? I don't know. He says he can't see your comments. I hope not, man, because you guys are great people, man. Yeah, keep the chat coming, guys. We're gonna go to the press conference, and then I'll do the starting lineup for you guys, and then we move on to the next round. We move on. I think I will do a stream tomorrow, maybe. I don't know, but I'm gonna do the watch along. So please tune into the watch along as well. Yeah, let me go to the press conference. Yeah, guys, let me go. Get the comments going. Get the comments going. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Where's the press? Where's the press conference? Let's go. Yeah, so guys, I haven't watched much of the press conference. I just saw bits of it in the beginning. Now I'm gonna obviously listen to Arne Slot. I pick up certain bits of it, and then we could discuss it. But yeah, Callum, if you blocked him, don't block him, bro. Don't block each other, man. It's all good, man. Bonkers, he said no. He hasn't blocked anyone, bro. He hasn't blocked anyone. You could see it right there on this. There you go. He says no. Why would he block you? It doesn't make any sense anyway. Steve, yeah, only for Southampton. I understand. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a few changes, bro. Don't forget that. We've got like 2 important games coming: the Champions League and the Premier League. I know, like, we're probably already through in the Champions League, but beating Real Madrid is a confidence booster. Beating Real Madrid is something important for every football club in the world. When you put them, to sword, that means, your confidence as a player, as a football club, will be elevated to the next level. So I know, like, a lot of us are saying we don't care about the Real Madrid game because we're already qualified the way we've been in the Champions League. But it's not all about that. It's about, putting the fear in the opponents. And that's the most important thing, in my opinion, guys. Like, scare the opponents. That's what you got to do. Yeah. Steve says, time for tomorrow's stream. Time. I don't know if I'm gonna do one, bro. I don't know. I don't think I will. I've got to spend time with the wife in it. It's her birthday today. 2 good teams. Yeah, 100%, Steve. The thing is with Real Madrid, they are struggling at the moment. Kylian Mbappe hasn't brought something special to that team. There's a lot of arguments amongst that group. So let it continue, innit? It will put us in a better place, if you know what I mean. And we're only going to face them once, and that's at Anfield. That's the most important thing as well. We're not going to go to the Bernabeu and play them there. So if we beat them, that means, like, we've got the upper hand for a while until we face them again, probably if we get to the final or semi-finals or something like that. But yeah, let's just keep going, guys, yeah? Let's go to the press conference, and then we could discuss this further. But get the comments through, guys.
Sure. Arne, we'll start with squad news, please. There's quite a bit to get through as well. First of all, Alisson, how ready is he to return, and how careful have you got to be with him, given he's had these injuries before?
We're careful with everyone, especially when it comes to muscle injuries. But he's back in training with the goalkeeper coach. He's not training with the team yet, but that is expected to be done soon. And then let's wait and see where he is in terms of match fitness. But he's getting better and better, but not ready to play Sunday.
Trent, Virgil, Jota, Harvey Elliott, and Chiesa. How are they as well?
And you started with Trent and...
Yeah, guys, with Alisson, listen, we're not going to push the best goalkeeper in the world, to the extent that he'll get injured again. So just leave him, let him be. If he's going to come on the bench in the next game, I don't mind that. But we've got to save him for the City game, especially. We might see him against Real Madrid. We don't know. But yeah, the City game is the most important one for me in regards to the Premier League. So yeah, just take your time with Alisson. Kelleher is doing an outstanding job, even though he got battered against England. But yeah, let's just take it easy with Alisson. At least he's back. That's the most important thing. At least Alisson is back.
Virgil, I was expecting a different question. So do it one more. Do it one more time. Trent first
of all, then there's Virgil. Obviously, he was sent back on medical grounds. Jota, we knew was due back round about this time-ish. Harvey Elliott as well, and Chiesa.
Yeah, Virgil is all good. He's training with us today. Trent isn't training with us yet, but he's getting there, so we expect him to be back with us soon. Then we've got, there were so many names. Harvey is training with us again, so that's the positive thing. He's been out for many weeks, but he's on a training ground again with the team, so that's a positive thing for him. Jota is still apart from the group, same as Federico, who's coming back into the session maybe in one exercise today. So they are all expected to be back within now and a few weeks. But yeah, the last part of recovery is always the most difficult one. So let's wait and see. But Virgil is completely okay. Did I forget anyone?
No.
Yeah, guys, with Virgil, they're setting him back early because he's been playing too many games, and Ronald Koeman knows Virgil plays a lot of games. So instead of like overextending his games, they sent him back early, so he's not injured or anything like that. So don't worry about Virgil. Virgil is fully fit, guys. He will play again. As for Trent, I think they're gonna save him for the Madrid game. I think Bradley's gonna play this game tomorrow, so I'm expecting on Sunday. So Bradley will play. Trent could be fit. Listen, he could be on the bench. He could be on the bench, but Bradley will play. I'm 100% convinced on that one. And Trent will be back for Madrid and Man City. So what you need to understand is, guys, we're picking up players, and we're not. Don't take it to the. Don't take it to the extent of we're gonna rest players. I guess Southampton. It's not. It's the international break that spoiled everything for us. So now we have to rest some players in regards to playing too many games. And not only that, there's yellow cards involved that could make them miss the Man City game. So think about it that way. Don't overthink things. Don't put yourself in a situation of every game is an important game and all that stuff. It is. Don't get me wrong, but don't put yourself in a place when you're facing the bigger teams. You haven't got the players available, if you know what I mean. So that's what I worry about. That's what I worry about when I look at things like this. So I understand why certain players are not going to play the Southampton on Sunday as well. So yeah, listen, it's a long way to go this season. The season doesn't stop now. I agree with you guys, but we've got to pick and choose because we haven't got the strength and depth. We didn't put ourselves in a situation. We've got player like for like because we didn't buy the players that we need. If you know what I mean, we bought nobody this season. Obviously, he's talking about Chiesa, but Chiesa hasn't played any games, so we still haven't got that player that we bought. Yeah, listen, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Only need him need him back for City game. Yeah, 100%, Steve. 100%. Hi, Fozzy. Chat. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Southampton versus Liverpool. We need to keep on winning. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Great content. Keep up the good work. You never walk alone. Many thanks. Big up, Abdul, man. Always, bro. Always compliment. You give us compliments on here, man. Appreciate that, brother. But like I said, yeah, Harvey Elliott is back fully, guys. So that's good. Something for the bench or something for the first team. A lot of people are saying about Harvey Elliott, he could play number 10 and he's the best out of the lot when he starts playing there. But to be honest, when I was in the preseason in the USA, I watched Harvey Elliott at number 10 role and he was one of the best players on the pitch. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that one. I think he could do a lot of damage in regards to that role. He hasn't played there, you know what I mean, for Liverpool Football Club apart from preseason and Arne Slot. Majority of the time under Klopp, he was playing on the right, replacing Salah, but he doesn't look good on the right. But now, that number 10 position is available. The likes of Curtis Jones, the likes of Soboslai, the likes of him can compete for that position. Even McAllister, don't forget, McAllister can play that position as well. McAllister's a yellow card as well, guys. If he gets a yellow card against Southampton, he will miss the Man City game. So that's another worry as well. But yeah, let's continue with the press conference. Please get the comments through and we'll discuss it.
No. Okay, thank you. Obviously, 5 points clear at the top of the table at the moment. That can swing very quickly, in theory at least anyway, particularly when you've got Manchester City to come in the next 2 league games as well. So how much do you enjoy the position that you're in, leading from the front now?
Yeah, it would be a bit strange if I would tell you that I'm not enjoying being in the position we are in now. But we also understand that it's only 11 games. Yeah. So that's a lot of games have to be played, and we all know that the teams we face in this league, they are able to have the same run of games as we have. So if we want to stay where we are, we have to keep bringing the results in, which is not going to be easy starting on Sunday. Although everybody maybe feels like, okay, they are bottom of the league at the moment, but they don't play at all like this. They made it very difficult for the teams that are top 3, top 4, top 5. Their playing style is very interesting. It was a joy to watch their games because they have a very interesting and nice way of playing. So it's going to be a difficult one, especially after the international break, which is always a difficult one for everyone. And the first 2 times we played at home, now we play away. So another challenge. Yeah, like we said, we like to be where we are, and if we want to stay there, we have to keep on winning games.
I just ask you as well how you viewed the long-term challenge now as well, now that we know that Pep Guardiola is going to be sticking around at Manchester City for another couple of years?
Yeah, that's good news for City, first of all. And also good news
did you say
for,
shitty? I like that.
for the league, because
I like that. The manager said shitty. I like that. Whoa! First, we punch them in the face right now. Yes. First punch is already there. Shitty. I agree, manager. They are called shitty. Yes, I'm looking forward. Listen, I'm looking forward to the next week. This is what you pay for. This is what you want. You know what I mean? Playing against the best teams in the world and proving, to the rest of the world, Liverpool is back. Liverpool is going to compete for titles. Liverpool is going to beat teams like that. That's what I want to look forward to, guys. I'm loving the season, honestly. I'm loving the season. I'm loving this manager. I've got no, issues with Arne Slot in regards to the way he's managing the team. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. He manages games to the highest standards, and people don't even look into things like that. Nobody even mentions it, which I don't understand. Listen, I love Klopp, but I like this as well. I love what I'm seeing right now from this manager. So yeah, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Because I think everybody wants to have the best managers possible around over here, and the best players over here. And he's definitely one of the best managers, maybe the best manager of the league. So if you look at what he did in the last 3 years, 4 times champions in a row, I think. Yeah, so it's fair to say that he's maybe the best manager in the league. So that is a good thing. But on the other hand, they have so many quality players that if he would have made the choice to leave the club, I wouldn't have expected them to end up bottom of the league next season. So, but yeah, good for the City fans and interesting for us as managers to keep on facing one of the best managers.
Listen, I ain't scared of Pep Guardiola. Pep who? Listen, Pep Guardiola is a phenomenal manager. You know what I mean? With teams that have money, he overachieves, if you know what I mean. I'd love to see him with a team that don't have as much as money as Man City. I'd love to see that. Some people are trying to brainwash me, but when he was at Barcelona, he had these players, he had those players, and they didn't fit. He started from the youth system, from the B team, and all this stuff. I don't care. I really don't care. There's only 2 teams that compete in Spain, and that's Barcelona and Real Madrid. I'm talking about teams that. Give me someone like Aston Villa or someone like that. Let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? Now Man City is celebrating, a manager staying. Let them celebrate. But if they win that court, then there's a lot of things we have to ask ourselves as well. So 115 charges. If they win that, then there's a problem in this Premier League. It's corrupt from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Don't forget that, people. But listen, it's good for the Premier League, Pep Guardiola staying, but it's good for those managers as well, because they will have to perform over the maximum limit. They have to perform in that level in order for them to win the league. And the motivation will be high to win the league, because the likes of Pep Guardiola will always make you think twice, just to compete with him. So I don't really care about Pep Guardiola, to be fair, because the new managers, the young crop that's coming up, they're doing different ideas. They're not doing the Pep Guardiola formation anymore. Because what people misunderstand there, with Pep Guardiola, the reason he beats teams with these is because the teams he beats is the teams that play the same formation as him. The teams that oppose that formation, the teams that don't play that formation, he struggles against. Go and look back in history. But yeah, listen, let him stay. Let him sign 5, 6, 7, 8 year contracts. Sometimes, managers overstay their welcome. And football changes at the same time as well. And this can happen to Pep Guardiola eventually. These young managers now with new ideas, fresh ideas, new coaches with them, it's different. It's no more like, he will stand there alone. He needs to buy, 5 or 6 players to do that again. So I'm not too worried. I don't think you guys should be worried about it. Let's continue in it. If life goes on. I don't give a shit about Pep Guardiola coming to stay at Man City. Who gives a shit, man? Let them celebrate. Let them have the party like they've won the Premier League. We know he's only staying there for money. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, guys. It's all about money in his pocket. That's what I'm not too worried about him. Kelleher, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Gravenberch, Soboslai, Jones, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah. Then midweek, Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Grav, Mac, Soboslai, Diaz, Nunes, Salah. Look at that team. Not bad at all, brother. Not bad. Big up, Ravi, as always, brother. Have to go in and give it our all, fight at all costs. I couldn't put it anywhere any better than that, bro. I couldn't put it any better than that, bro. Appreciate that. Yes, Uncle Rods. I like the new badge, man. It looks quite good. Big up, sir. Big up, big up. Please go subscribe to Uncle Rods. Nice, Uncle Rods. I like the badge. I like it. I really like it, man. Yeah, as I said about, Pep Guardiola, who cares a shit if he signs a contract, guys? I honestly don't give a damn. The league has been ruined a long time ago. The league was ruined by Chelsea and teams like that, and Ferguson before that. So, listen, as I said, he can stay, but this new management, these new ideas from these new managers is something different. Let's see if he can cope with that. Let's see what he can do. He could pass teams, but that could only go for so long. Like it becomes boring to watch. It becomes style. Teams find it out because they play different formation to you. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it because, sometimes in life, the longer you stay, the more you fall. The harder you fall, sorry. So the harder you fall. So listen, I'm up for it. I'm really up for it because I like to beat someone like that and make sure it's consistently beaten. And the way we're playing at the moment, the way we haven't signed anyone, and what we're doing on the pitch right now, we'll be up for the challenge. We'll be up for the challenge. We just have to sign some players on January. That's all we got to do.
Football has ever had.
Hi, morning. We've got an incredible run of fixtures coming up. Real Madrid, City, other games as well. Will that have any impact on your team selection at Southampton this weekend?
We indeed have an incredible fixture list coming up, starting with Southampton.
Big up, Cedric.
And that is always by far the most important game. And if you want to enjoy or you want to go into the games, the other two you just mentioned, it's the best thing you can do is always with a win. So it has no effect at all to my team selections, the other two games. But what does have an effect is the playing style of Southampton, the players coming back from South America. Mm-hmm. How fit are they? The injuries that we have, the players are coming.
Listen, guys, don't underestimate Southampton. Southampton is a good team. Southampton does give problems to the bigger teams as well. So, big up, Cedric, bro. Big up, brother. I don't know if you heard me. Big up, brother. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, so Russell Martin, the manager's name? Yeah, Russell Martin. Yeah, Russell Martin. Listen, guys, if he spent money, I think he would have put Southampton probably 12, 13 position in the league. I honestly think that. I like the way he plays. I don't think many people pay attention to the way Southampton play. They are frightening. They can, put disruptions into opponents, if you know what I mean. They played against Arsenal, I think about, was it 80 minutes, 75 minutes or something? They were leading the game and Arsenal just came back at the end, last 15 minutes and won the game. So they do give games to the big teams. So don't underestimate them. And like I said, Russell Martin, if he spent money, I think he would have probably put the team in a 13th, 12th position in the league right now. I honestly think that because he came up with the players that he's got. So it's not always going to pay off. They're good in the Championship, but are they good in the Premier League? There's two different leagues, you know what I mean? Premier League, probably, a lot of people say debatable. It's the best league in the world. So if you're coming up to a league like that, you need some of the best players, to stay in that league. Yes, they are bottom, but they still, fight every single game that they play. So don't underestimate this game. I'm worried sometimes, about these smaller teams because, going to their ground, especially the crowd behind them, they will give 100%. And especially when a team like Liverpool comes to your ground, you're going to do that extra bit on the pitch as well. So yeah, listen, we've got the quality. I wouldn't pick any of those Southampton players to play in our team. So we'll just keep going. We'll keep going in it. Just keep it tight and, get the goals. That's all we have to do.
Back. So that is the only thing that has something to do with the team selection. Not at all the games that come afterwards.
You mentioned before this is top against bottom in the Premier League, but does the strength of the Premier League show that Southampton could still be a capable team?
I would say much more than a capable team. If I think I've seen them already playing against City, against Arsenal, and against Wolves. Those are 3 games I've seen already, and with 2 more games coming, 2 more days coming up, I probably see 1 or 2 more. And they've shown that they are very, very capable of playing teams like us. I think it was
There you go.
United where they had a penalty first. So they've been, in my opinion, a bit unlucky, but their playing style has been excellent, and they've been into almost every game. They could have got a result in almost every game they've
There you
played.
go, people.
So I know everybody is looking at that Madrid and City is difficult, but in my opinion, Southampton is going to be a difficult one as well.
Arne, we've had the last international break of the calendar year. When the players come back, what are the sort of different factors that govern your selection process in terms of, obviously, if players pick up knocks, they can't play, but do you speak to the players? Is it down to the medical staff? Do you make your own assessment? Well, how does it all work out to sort of facilitate what will be your starting 11?
It's a bit of everything you just said. So you talk to the players. You want to hear from the medical and the performance staff what they feel about it. Then you listen to your own technical staff. And then you look at the opponent you play and see what is the best team to select. So it's a bit of everything, but that's not different to any other game. The only difference there is now is that you always wonder how the players that have played in South America, how they come back with normally a jet lag as well. That's the only difference maybe between team selection. What is the only different argument in the team selection now than for all the other games? Because in all,
You know what, guys? I really feel bad for Arne Slot. If we had a better squad, you know what I mean, a strength in depth, as I always say, we won't face these problems. We will never face these problems. But unfortunately, we have to go through these things in order for us, you know, to continue with the momentum. If you know what I mean, you can see the way he's saying the South American players, they might come back jet lag, they might come back with a slight injury, and you still have to play them. And it shouldn't be like that, man. We should have the strength, you know, to cover each position. If you understand, it's sad. It's really sad in my opinion, because you know, this season more than most, we should be ready, well equipped, to compete, because we're in a situation now where 5 points clear of City and 9 points clear of the second best team, which was Arsenal last season. And we haven't got the backup to, you know, support the lads on the pitch. Our first 11 can beat anybody. Let me just put it that way. It's after that's the problem, in my opinion. And that's what worries me. So, yeah, but you know what it is. Big up, John Conway, brother. Big up, brother. Big up, big up, big up. Yes. But yeah, get the comments going through, man. That's what it's all about. Let it come through.
all the other games, you also look at the players, get the information from your staff members, and look at the opponent.
Ibrahim Konate is probably enjoying the best spell of his Liverpool career, not just in terms of his form in matches, but injury-wise. Because in the past he's had problems with injuries. He didn't make your first starting lineup, but he's been in pole position pretty much since then. How have you enabled him to become more consistent and to be, you know, the player that he's been one of your star performers this season?
Yeah. Now, first of all, it's always about the player. How much effort does he put in to stay fit? And then second of all, you've got a performance staff and a technical staff to do the best possible thing for him to keep him fit. But if the player doesn't buy in himself, it's almost impossible for us to keep him fit. But we have our ideas about how to keep a player fit. Mm-hmm. And he bought into that. So till now, that has gone really well for him, but for a lot of players till now. Yeah, the first game he didn't play, and there was a reason for that, because if you look back at our preseason games, that weren't his best games at the moment. But to be fair to him, he came back like so many others quite late because of the tournament. We were already training for a few weeks. Jarell did really well in preseason, so I thought it was, in my opinion, logical decision to play Jarell. But at halftime, I think I made the decision that we needed Ibu, and the reason why he went from the United game, which was his first one after him not playing for a long time because he didn't play at the Euros, and in the end phase of the season he didn't play for Liverpool as well. So
with Ibu, imagine this: like you lose your position in the first team, you lose your position in the French team as well. So you got to do something for you to get those position backs, back to your side. You know what I mean? And that's what he's done. Like, he stays fit. You know what I mean? I think even if he had the problem with him in the past few seasons, he had little niggle injuries, then he says he's injured. Now those little niggle injuries, he's fit. Even if he's got that, if you know what I mean. So that's what's important when I look at Konate. And come on, guys, he's played every game now. He's hardly missed a game. I think Van Dijk stepped on his arm, and everybody thought he's going to be injured, but he came back the next game. So it's something there with Konate, and I like it. I really like it because he's not he's no longer crying about minimal things. Now he's even if he's got little niggles, he will still play, if you know what I mean. And to me, so far, man, with Van Dijk, they've been the best partnership in the Premier League, probably in Europe, if you put that on top of that as well. 100%, man, 100%.
But he not only bought into getting fit and do everything for this, but every time we had a meeting with him, it was, I wouldn't maybe not do justice to all of the players, but he was the one that I could just see that he wanted to learn, wanted to listen, and wanted to improve. And that's what he did, in my opinion. And that's why his improvement compared to the first game he played in pre-season till the first game he played at Ipswich was already a massive difference.
Rob? Arne, just picking up on Southampton's style there, Russell Martin doing it at the bottom of the table. Just wondering, have you ever had to implement your style differently depending on different levels you've worked at, different types of players, groups of players that you've worked with?
Yeah, in general, I think I was very fortunate that I mostly worked at teams that were expected to be top of the table. So I've worked at different levels, but at those levels, these teams were expected to play in the top of the table. But yeah, I started off with the under 14, where we lost in the first half of the season almost every game. And we just trying to play the same style as we try to do now at Liverpool. And that we worked our way up during that season. So, I think I've worked at different levels, but mostly top of the league.
And what have you learned off the back of the two matches after international breaks, Forest and Chelsea, that you'll take into Southampton, as you've already mentioned, a unique, different challenge, it being away from home for starters?
Yeah, but last time I said before the Chelsea game that I'm not so worried or think that much about the first game after the international break. My main worry is always the game plan of our opponent and the style they play. That makes a game difficult. I don't think that back then against Chelsea was also about the time we started the game. What
people need to understand, with international break as well, like it affects every team. It's not just Liverpool Football Club. So this is what he's trying to say, and I agree with that. Like people trying to brainwash us about international football, life after international football. But everybody faces the same thing. Everybody has players that go to international football. So I'm a firm believer, like you just got to prepare for it a different way. You don't have to play all the best players all the time. You can, drop them, put them on the bench. If the game ain't going right, bring them on in the second half, like 60 minutes on the clock or something like that to change the game, if you know what I mean. So you'll have enough time to do that as well. So this is how I see it. That's what upset me in the Nottingham Forest game. But he learned that from the Nottingham Forest game and took it to the Chelsea game, that you can change players, and he did with the Chelsea game, and we won. We won that game because it was different. It wasn't the same as always, if you know what I mean. And it's difficult. Let's just put it that way. It is difficult coming after international football, but every team has to go through it. It's not just Liverpool Football Club. Let's just put it that way.
Early kickoff, it's that can have a bit of influence on the game, but most influence always has our own game plan, our own intensity we play with compared to the team we face and their game plan, and that is always the biggest challenge there is, and all the other things are only smaller details than the ones I just mentioned.
For the records. Arne, just on Trent and Alisson and Jota, do you think they would have any chance for either Real Madrid or the Man City games?
That is something we have to wait and see, because I just said that the last few days of a recovery is always the one that is most tricky, because then they have to go from isolated training sessions towards a group training session, and that step is always the most difficult one. So for me, it's difficult to judge now and to tell you now it's going to be 1, 2, 3 days or a bit longer. So the only thing I can say is that with Alisson and with Jota, I don't expect them to be available for that game. With Trent, it's going to be in between.
And just with Harvey, he had a frustrating start to the season. His game time is limited. Then he suffered the broken foot in his bone in his foot. How much of a boost is it to have him back around, especially with the schedule you've got in the next 6-7 weeks?
We always want all of our players available, and it was a blow for him and for us that he got injured for such a long time, because I think he's been out for 3 months now. Now we also have to give him time to come back to his normal level, because I just spoke about Konate, that was.
Well, listen, Harvey Elliott in preseason, when I was watching him in America, he was playing in that number 10 role. I thought he was phenomenal, guys. You know what I mean? So it's good to have him back. You know, with him in the team, especially on the bench as well, he can change games. If you look at last season when we beat Crystal Palace away, you know, the difficult games, he came off the bench and scored a few goals. So you got to give him credit for things like that. But the next step for Harvey Elliott is now, you know, the likes of Curtis Jones is performing to a higher level. Are you going to reach the same level as well, or more than that? So he has to up his game now. There's, like I've always said, Jurgen Klopp was a good manager. He was a brilliant manager, one of my favorites. You know what I mean? With Kenny Dalglish. But the issue that I had with him, he was doing too much arm around the shoulder kind of thing, you know, father figure. Now these players have no longer got that. Now these players have to, have to fend for themselves. You're in this football club now for your career purpose. You know what I mean? Do you want to be part of this football club, or are we going to sell you at the end of the season? So you have to up your game some way, somehow, to stay in this team now. And Curtis Jones has already done that 4 games now. He's been one of the best players on the pitch. Let's see how long he could continue that for. Next is Harvey Elliott. Are you going to be the same level as Curtis Jones, or are you going to, take over Curtis Jones? So, like I said, guys, everybody in this football club right now, they're competing for their place in the team. If you're not good enough in the summer, the door is open for you to leave and go look for another club. That's how it is. That's how it is now. I mean, no more, daddy. Daddy's gone now. Daddy doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? So this is a head coach, and he's got his own coaching coaching staff and coaching way, which is, if you're not going to fight for your team, if you're not going to fight for the first team position, there's no point in you being here. So that's no longer there for these players, if you know what I mean. Big up, Genghis. Big up, yes, Arne Slot. La 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 la. Yes. Steve says has a progressive manager. He's a progressive manager. Just needs least injuries and cause doing great things. Yeah, he's doing great things. 100%, Steve. 100%, brother. Surely no chance Trent Alexander plays. Save him for City. There's Real Madrid game in between, Genghis. There's Real Madrid game in between, brother. Bless up, Abdul. Let's continue, people. We're near the end of this.
Out from playing football for maybe 2, 3 or 4 months, because he didn't play in the end of the season and didn't play in the Euros. And then that, as a result of that, his first game against Man United in pre-season wasn't his best. That is something which is completely normal for a football player. And this is something we have to take in consideration with Harvey as well. Yes, he's training with us again, but that's different than being on the top of your game immediately again. So we have to give him time for this as well. But I'm very fortunate that he's back, especially with the amount of games that's coming up in the upcoming 2 or 3 or 4 months.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about set pieces. You've actually scored as many goals from opponents' set pieces as from your own in the league this season. And you're going up against the Southampton side who conceded 1/3 of their goals from set pieces. So considering the great delivery you can call on the team, the likes of Tsimikas and Robertson, 2 aerial dominant centre-backs in Konate and Van Dijk, and a pair of 6-foot forwards in Gakpo and Nunes. Do you think this is...
I've always said it with the set pieces, guys. I don't know if you ever heard me before. I said, in order for us to win those tight games, which teams deep line defend and are negative, we've got to make the set pieces count somewhere, somehow, if you know what I mean. If we get set pieces, make sure you're at the end of it and score a goal. Because, you know, if we can't open them up, there's always that avenue, you know, that opens itself up for us to score. We need a plan, someone, you know, like Arsenal have someone that plans set pieces for us to score from. Like, look at the aerial dominance from Van Dijk and Konate, guys. You know, I mean, you got aerial ability from even Gakpo, who's good in the air. There's other players in the team as well that's good in the air. So we've got to take advantage of situations like that, because, you know, teams do come and play negative sometimes. They just stay in front of their goal. They want you to break them down, and we always struggle in those games. If you look at the Nottingham Forest game, why did we struggle? Because they were just sitting in front of their goal. But if we get like a set piece, make it count by any means necessary. You know what I mean? You got to make it count. Throw yourself at the ball. Make sure you get that goal. And that's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do, if you ask me, man. Those tight games can be won if we take advantage of set pieces.
An area you're looking to improve on?
You like data, don't you?
I do, yes.
Last time you were the one that was telling me that we have 15
Players in for the national team. How was it this time?
A few less.
A few less,
Yeah.
but again,
I would say on par with everybody else. For
Okay.
change.
okay. So yeah, set pieces is something every team, every club at so many leagues at the moment is taking really serious. So that's what we do as well. I think we have great delivery. We have some players that can that are already quite tall and can jump really high. So yeah, we're trying to get the best out of that part as well, because I always say if a game is tight, a set piece can make a massive difference for you. And that's what we know, what we understand. What we do like till now is that we haven't conceded much in terms of set pieces, and that's also an important thing. So if we can score a bit more and keep the same and not conceding, then we're in a good place.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Arne. Thank you.
So you can see people. Oh man, that music, damn it. A lot of players are fit. A lot of players are not going to come back, obviously, because of injuries and all that stuff. But, you know, Harvey Elliott is back, and Alisson is back. But I don't think Alisson is going to obviously be on the bench of this game. I think he could be on the bench for Real Madrid. He could start in the Real Madrid game. But that's important, guys. Like we finally settled, you know, issues that we have. Jota is not coming back just yet. I think he's back in training. He said Chiesa as well. Them two should be back very soon, from what I've heard. Obviously, Arne Slot says so. Yeah, things are looking up. Things are looking up, guys. Let's just, you know, take it a game at a time and see where we're going to end up. Obviously, at the end of next month, I believe, because next month we've got about 9 games, I believe, 2 cup games, and, you know, 7 league games. So the games are coming thick and fast. We've got to win it some way, somehow, if you know what I mean, guys. So yeah. So this is my starting lineup for the game, if you guys want to see it. So let's do this. Obviously Kelleher in goal. Yeah, you can see that about 5, didn't he, against England, man? That was not good. That was not good at all, man. I feel bad for him, because, you know, that can be that could destroy your confidence, if you know what I mean, guys. So yeah, let me just start with Bradley here. Van Dijk. I think Gomez should come into this game because of the yellow card. Listen, referees give yellow cards for no reason nowadays. All you have to do is give them the look and they give you a yellow card, man. It's no point. And they will do anything to destroy Liverpool's chances, in it. So we've got to take it easy on that. Yeah, I'll rest Robertson for this one. Put Simicaz there. So this is my lineup so far. You know, with McAllister, I know like a lot of us worry. We still got, you know, adequate, you know, replacements for him anyway. I mean, so we could play him in this game. Because the reason I said that, because he's only 1 yellow card away of getting a suspension. So it is worrying, to be fair. But I'll play Jones. Next to Gravenberch. because you know Jones is a versatile midfielder, and he can play as a number 10, and he could play as a. I don't know why it's not coming up. Hello, there you go. And he could play as a number 8 as well. I'm not here to make an apology about Jones. I am impressed with Jones, the way he's performing this season. He has proved me wrong. That's what I want from my players. I did say he's talented, but he's got to, put that talent to test. I don't want a player that's mucking about and having a laugh every single time. Stop clowning around, I said. Play your game. Now, everybody can see what he's all about because the talent was there. It's just bringing it out on a consistent basis that was missing. And now I think it's about 4 games. He's been performing as one of the best players on the pitch. So I like what I see. I really like what I see. Southampton have got a big pitch. So I will start Nunes in this one because he could run in behind and score goals as well. Obviously, Gakpo has played a lot of games. So I'll put Diaz on the left. But I know Gakpo will start. You know what? Let Gakpo start this game. Because they said too many, the players coming from South America could have an issue. Salah didn't go to no international football, so we could bring him in as well as Szoboszlai. There you go. You got to take care of, the upcoming games. You got to have players that's ready for those games, and if we rest them, they could be fresh for those games. So if we play like this against Southampton, get the goals early, get 2 or 3 probably in the first half. Second half, you could gradually bring off players for the Real Madrid game and try to win that game. But what I like about this team, I know like everybody is saying, Bradley and Gomez, that could be a problem. I don't think it is. I honestly don't. You're forgetting Gomez is a Premier League winner. Gomez was the Premier League partner for Virgil when we won the Premier League. So it's not a bad test. You know what I mean? It's not a bad person to put on there, if you know what I mean. As long as, the protection in front of them is there, which is Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Jones, they'll be fine. They'll be fine in this game. Like I said, if we bring Konate on, he will miss that Man City game if he gets a yellow card, which is worrying for me. I don't want to be in that situation. Konate, to me, along with Van Dijk, has been the best defender in the Premier League so far this season. So we don't want to take that risk in, in him getting a yellow card and then he's going to miss that game as well. So this is my team. I think it's about time Nunes, starts getting goals, man, and making it a consistent thing because, him not scoring more than 1 a game is a problem for me. I don't want my striker just to get 1 goal and wait another 5 games to get another one. I don't want to see things like that. I want to see a consistent thing with him. Save Alisson for Madrid and City. Yeah, 100%, man. He'll be all right. Perfect squad, exactly as I would have picked it. I agree 100%. Yes, Genghis, you know what I mean? You can't take the risk, bro. You can't take risks for these type of games. These are the type of games, you could, you could put these kind of players in because if we put Konate in and he doesn't play against City, that would be a long day. That'd be a long day at Anfield. I don't want that. So you can't take risks in this game. So, bringing in the likes of Gomez ain't a bad thing. I don't know why people, are complaining about it. And, want, Konate to play in this game and saying every game is a serious game. Yes, I agree. Every game is a serious game. But if you haven't got the strength and depth like other teams, you have to do these kind of things. And as I said, Gomez hasn't done anything wrong when he plays as a centre back. So I think he came on against Brighton, didn't he? Came on against Brighton when Konate had that bad arm, and look at the way Gomez performed. He was one of the best players on the pitch. So let him continue that. Let him fight for his position. Let him regain his position. You know what I mean, in the team as well. It doesn't have to be centre back. He could play left back. He could play right back as well. So and the same for Bradley. Like he needs to fight as well, man. From what I've seen of him now and again, he's losing a lot of battles, and I want him to start winning battles now. So yeah, like I said, this team can beat anyone on their day. And if you look at the Southampton team, you look at the Liverpool team, I wouldn't swap any of those Southampton team for players or for Liverpool players. So it's all right. It's okay, people. Just don't be upset. Don't be upset about it, man. It's something that happens. It's something that happens. You got to save the best players for the best teams, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, this starting lineup is good for me. I think we could do better on the pitch as well with them. I think Szoboszlai, you know, in that position, bigger pitch, he's always performing in bigger pitches. I don't know if you guys noticed that Old Trafford away. Look at the performance he had, you know, like the passes he made to Salah to score a goal, you know, and, you know, the runs he was making around the pitch made it difficult for Man United because, you know, they had two pivot midfielders. They didn't know who to pick up. I mean, if it's going to be Casemiro or, you know, that other kid, Kobe Mino, if he's his name, Kobe Mino. Yeah, so they struggled with Szoboszlai because he was making a lot of runs. They couldn't follow him everywhere. He confused them, which opened up, you know, the likes of Gravenberch to come forward and, you know, create more goals. So yeah, listen, guys, these things can happen, man. These things can happen. Like I said, watch out for Szoboszlai. The places he performs better at is the bigger pitches, and Southampton have got a big pitch as well. So he will perform better, in my opinion, in this game if he starts. So yeah, this is my starting lineup, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this, obviously, the stream as well. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button and the notification button. And, you know, support the channel as always. Appreciate everybody that's been on. We're gonna grow together and become a family. That's all I want on here. We just become a family. It's not, I don't charge anyone. I don't need the money. I just want you guys to come over here and support me. That's all I ask for. Please like, share, subscribe, guys. And we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Take care. Let me just, need Diaz. I know, bro. We would play Gomez and Konate against Southampton for rotation. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Take care, everybody. Big up, Abdul. Big up, bro.